Welcome back to the NDS. We are here at Talladega to kick off Season 4. Take a quick look up and down the qualifying order, and here we will see all of those who are ready to go, as those who made it, and the 10 that didn't, watching the 42 that made it. It's going to be a hell of a race. Lane cam check. TD1. Here it is, the 11 of Team Duke on the pole for this race, as the pace car making its way to pit road comes off. 42 drivers on their feet as stands packed. They've been waiting a long time for this one, and it's going to be a hell of a run. 80 laps to glory at the Talladega 500 as the green flag flies. Team Duke leading the field. And here they go. Through the first couple turns. Seeing relatively spaced out. Midfield at least. Seeing what all everybody's got. As there's no real urgency to go to pit road, so they can battle like this for a while, assuming they can keep it clean. 78 Event Nation makes his way to the lead now. Let's take a look at some more mid-pack stuff. That's when the fun begins. You see some 3 wide near the back, but the slower cars usually, I wouldn't say they're less competitive compared to the front cars, but they're usually more sensible as they know that they're not exactly the best. But the front guys, once they start getting 3 wide, it's going to be a mess. CS Fast and 11 starting to really stretch it out. Even then, you got plenty of longtime veterans who haven't made it to victory lane yet. The 52 of Canadian Lux has tried some more, but he just has been winless his first 3 seasons, and he's back for more. Could this be the season he gets his first win in? I highly believe it. But it's not going to come easy, as several other drivers coming through the ranks. Still relatively double file, clean. I mean, it's more interesting 3 wide, but 3 wide can quickly lead to 4 wide, and 4 wide leads to disaster. And nobody wants a wrecked race car. Well, they're going to try their best to keep them clean anyways. 74 of Jerry, slowly moving the needle upward. Keeping it real, keeping it speedy. KSS BSS in the 4. Making his way through as well. And then again, you can even see how the high side is eating up cars. Poleman Team Duke is already significantly farther back as you see guys like Lucas Cram and Vassell working together, 44 and 45 respectively, and they're even 3 wide near the back. As I think some guys are taking a strategy to hanging out back. Toad Warrior seemingly has no sense of real urgency to get up there, just waiting for good situations to fall into his lap instead of trying to take advantage there. But he shoots middle, which is more than I can say about a lot of drivers trying to lay back. Oh, you got Wannabe up 3 wide top. That is not where you want to be. That's like the worst spot you could be because you're really slow. All the drivers want to get around you. And then you open yourself up to getting past 4 wide. And that could go awfully. All right. Jake still towing the field along. You guys, 78 Event Nation looking for a different lane than where he is right now. Stay middle. 78 has to stay middle there. There's nowhere else to go for him. There goes the 5 of Landon moving down. That's a rookie mistake. As Todd doing everything right, but 3 rookies under a blanket. Could they all get taken out right here? That's a possibility. going down the backstretch as Wannabe trying to get the push to get away, but the high side, once they get to a turn, it's going to be all over if they get more aggressive down in turn 3. Tide, slowly trying to chip away at it, but stuck with the 47 of Dump Truck. They're getting a bit touchy there. The 8, nowhere to run. Finds himself boxed into a corner strategy-wise. As he's still fighting, like trying to advance without any sort of strategy on how to get himself to safety. The 16 just leaning on him. Everybody's kind of bullying the 8 around as, oh, a little bit of contact. He's fine. Oh, and he turns him up. Oh, big wreck through turn 2. Several cars involved. The 3 getting a bit more damage there. The 11 looking really bad. First caution of the day. That was kind of like an inevitable factor of just how boxed in the 8 was. And he just gets on the 92's quarter LW right so subtly. And yet that just tears everything apart. Duke, big damage. 21 of Hyperdrive looking done. Blasta getting hit there as well. Wannabe moving through. I'll tell you what, pretty sure all the God damn, Landon did a pretty good job. Honestly, Landon did the best job of all the rookies getting through there. Kept his composure while the cars were wrecking around him. And the 66 of Obi-Wan Kenoly also did a great job slowing it down, keeping off 31. And there it goes. The other 3 were not so lucky. Wannabe just had nowhere to go. Like, it just collapsed in on him. King shoots up there. Toad Warrior didn't get that much, although... Oh, never mind. He just slammed into the 31. That is just... I don't know what else to say about that one. As 31 lets Toad know that he is number 1. Both figuratively and literally. 9 of Logan looking pretty beat up as well. Talladega's a crapshoot, man. You never know. 6 laps in, your race could be cooked. Pace car is pulled off to the backstretch. We'll see if a 9 of Logan wants to continue on. Nope. The 9 team's calling it quits already. As the cars are lining up on the backstretch now. Here's our first set of pit stops. You can tell a lot will be spilled here. So, 27 of Born Ready leads our field on their first caution, followed by Donald Trump, the Puff, Muhaha JJ, and Volley. Here's time to reminder, dual winner number 1, Blasta, is still in his pit box, being serviced for damage on the crash, while dual 2 winner Muhaha JJ is running very well for himself, so far at least. Alright, lap 10. As it looks like a grand total of 34 cars remained in the field. Toad's out, Logan's out, Duke's out, CS is out, RS is out, Wannabe's out, Jerry is out, and Hyper out. King coming back. And here comes the rest of the field lined up, ready for more classic Talladega action. 80 laps, no sponsor segment. Ha, the track's name speaks for itself, baby. Here we go. Back out goes the green. Donald Trump looks to the outside of Bourne for the lead here. But I'm not sure if that'll materialize at all. the Puff, and then 17. He had to make it on fastest lap times, but he's looking mighty fine for himself so far as he rolls up to P2 so far. Not exactly a bad deal himself. They got some lookalike cars in the pack as well. Lation bearing a very similar paint scheme to that 17 and the 88 there. You'll see the Lation more often but not throughout the season, but both drivers will have a chance to strut their stuff at Talladega. As Mizzou in the 36 back there, he didn't get that good of a qualifying run, but he is through the first wreck at least, and it has to be ready to dodge more. Let's talk about other standout drivers. The 2 of Jake, one of our 3 champions, season 2 champion, funnily enough, driving the 2. That's totally coincidental, by the way, but he's up here, ready to make some noise, ready to get this jewel on his crown. As the 34 of Muhaha JJ getting passed for the lead by Kyle D. We see the 99 of Cade. The 24 of Arn is a few rows back, and one of the duos I was looking forward to this race would be the Arn and Cade connection, but that hasn't materialized into anything. Seems like Obi-Wan Kenobi is the final car clinging on to life in the lead pack, as there are several stragglers trying to maintain any sort of finish. Blasta, LW Wright, Misty Viper, King, horrendously slow at 151 miles an hour. As for the 10 of that one racer, he's racing with Tide as well in that 8 between Viper and King. Anyways, back up to the lead pack, which, funnily enough, will run in the King of Kings. If King continues to be as slow as he is, then that lap car will disrupt the main pack, but that's Talladega for you. 80 laps of endurance, luck, concentrated power of will, and pure skill. This is the everything race, where you'll have to make every single skill that you have in NDS to put you above and beyond, even though this is just a bunch of AI-controlled bullshit. But it's my AI-controlled bullshit, and I'm proud of it, even if it means absolutely nothing at all. Oh, Darth Vader just took out Donald Trump in the 68. Big wreck for the both of them. Cautions out. Second caution of the day for Trump and Vader. 2 drivers that, funny back markers having a moment right there. You see what happens is Vader just moves down on Donald Trump, and they both barely miss volley as Vader just steers Trump into the wall, both of which having a heavy hit. And the 35 and 68 are destroyed. If I were a moron, I would make a joke about how 2 tyrannical leaders just got taken out. But you know what? I'm not stupid, so we're not going to go there. Alright. Second caution's out as the field is back in line. Pacing and pacing. And, yep, those 2 look fucked. Pace car going on turn 3 at this moment. Your leader right now is the 02 of Eastland. One of our fan favorites in the 02, not the 2. It would be a shame if Eastland got his first win as the second he stopped running the 20 car. But the 02, it's just as yellow. It just has as many zeros and twos on it as a 20, so makes sense. Meanwhile, both Donald Trump and Darth Vader have retired from the race. As that leaves our total car count to, I believe, 32 cars running. All lead lap. Let's see how this plays out for Eastland. As he's going to ring our field back up the green. You see the 3 of Blasto restarting relatively fine. It's like, remember, Blasto was involved in that crash, and I don't think he has the power to keep up with these guys. So I'm not sure how many of the drivers behind Blasto will blindly trust him, only to get left behind. That's what it takes. It's you gotta take everything into consideration here. The 2 of Jake is just as strong as he was, and is looking to get a pretty mighty push going down turn 3. The 2 and the 52 side by side. I think they're going to put their differences aside and call it a fair fight. As the 4 of KSS BSS, another winless driver looking for his first. You know, what a hell of a first it will be to get hit here. As he turned 1, I see a bunch of cars trailing off now. Surprisingly enough, the 92 of LW Wright is actually not keeping up. I thought I mistook him for the 38 of Volley. Volley is trying to keep it in the game. As definitely the lead pack is starting to calm down. One driver I haven't mentioned at all today is the 19 of Wenda. When the Wenda takes the lead, it's going to be a fun time. F4A. So out Lucas Cram, that 44, driving the people's champion Sage Karam, Alpha Prime machine. Not a hard guy to root for, if I say so myself. What about Season 3 Rookie of the Year, Zentz? And the brand new 26. He's keeping it real. He's keeping it pretty, mixed up. Don't want to get too stupid here. As, a couple drivers leaning on each other. Eastlemp and Jake. Jake, if he wants to play smart, has got to back out of it. Eastlemp gets into the 66 a little bit. They don't wreck, but he does pull the 66 in the middle line as this pack is starting to really run its course there. Vet Nation needing to get the push from the 91 of Notsky there if Vent wants to take the lead at this moment. The 47 of Dump Truck doing a great job so far. As I will say this, ever since Season 3's the Talladega 500 has been brutal on rookies. I've already seen 3 of them collapse. The other 2 doing just fine. Is 4 wide behind them. Who's gonna croak? The 66, a little slow off the corner. They're making a bunch of contact. Vet Nation, hard hits for those drivers back there. As scattering cars lead to another caution. Drivers behind them getting through just fine. Lead to another crop of damaged vehicles that we have to assess. That all started when came down on Jake, and real shame too. Jake gets by fine. The 02 involved, the 07, 99, when the Vet getting a pretty hard introduction to the wall there. Yeah, Vet just really getting a piece there. Lucas Cram spinning as well. The 4 actually hit a little bit of a 19. KSS getting a small amount of damage, but I don't think it'll be very significant there. Whoa. Born Ready slightly ramping it off of the 52. As caution number 3 is back out on the track. This time, Landon leading our merry band of dipsticks down pit road. They're pitting again. I mean, never hurts to have too much on your shit, but at some point you gotta see some long green flag runs pop up as well. Landon leading Notsky, Kryptonite, Acel, and Kyle D. The DNFs from that wreck include the likes of that one Racer, Lucas Cram, and KSS. With a 10 of Racer out. Might have been an isolated incident off camera, though. I can't say. All right. We've had quite a bit of restarts. Dare I say, too many. As the green is back out. Landon with a good jump. Might be the poor restart from the 91 that gets him such a lead. Jake Ladion with a good connection down low. You have to be wondering who's going to stay in the lead group. What is it going to take to win the Talladega 500? A lot. That's what it takes. As the lead group becomes less and less, as the lap cars become more and more, it's going to change the complexity of this race. And change is soon to happen. I mean, we're not even like a third of the way through. Well, maybe we just are at the 1/3 mark. It's a ton. You still have 52 laps to go. And you can't just win it in turn 1. You've got to play all 52 of those laps. You got to plan with both the line you want to run and how much fuel and tires you have left. Take all that into account is what it takes to be a real victory. I think I got some bad news for some guys, like 17 of the Puff. Not sure if he was involved in the crash or not, but definitely looks a little shaken up. But he's still running fine, like a top 20 for someone of his caliber. Well, maybe not after getting passed by a few other guys, but still. So Ladion's leading the train. 27 of Born Ready has been involved in a couple close shaves, but he's up fine. If Born Ready gets the win here, would it technically be 2 in a row? I mean, he won the season 3 finale, even though by the time he got that win, it was far too late to save his 20th place points finish. Like, it wasn't good for Born Ready season 3. He's looking to turn that around. And BS Fast and 11 relegated to a meme in season 2. Didn't have much more luck in season 3. But one thing that's funny about him is BS Fast and 11 is technically, statistically, had a better NDS career than Volley up to this point. So, and Volley's been given the crappy ride with BS moving up slightly. So we'll see how that plays out with those two utilizing basically each other's equipment. It's just that Volley got to keep his number while BS moves to 08. But Joe Graff Jr. kicks ass, though, so it's fine. Those SS Greenlight guys got themselves a stud. And it looks to be about a lead pack of 13 cars. As the King of Kings is already slow as fuck. He's running 151 miles an hour. Lead guys are going 30 miles an hour faster than him. What the hell? 27 to Born Ready. Doing good so far. Doing nice and good. Two of Jake seems to be the one you want to watch out for. Because if Jake can manage a good finish, it'll be a really nice springboard for him to try to run with the regular season points lead. If he can string this into a good combo of decent finishes down the stretch. But you never know. You never seem to know with this type of shit. As, Plate Track King Bissell has found his way to the front. He may have lost his dance partner with 44 of Lucas Graham, but you know what? Fuck it. He's going for it. Going for it all by himself. Now, I do not see where that goddamn 54 is for the King of Kings. He's 41 seconds to this point, so I think that once they hit the start-finish line, they'll run into him. They want to get this sorted out as not 3 wide because someone's going to get boned if they go that fucking slow up on a King, but I'm not sure. Not sure what they'll do when they reach the 54. Will they pass him? Or will they just eat shit? This is the beginning of late-stage Talladega racing. Well, relatively compared to what's left, though. They've got a duck. Flurries of cars bumbling high and low. As looks like Born Ready may have stumbled a bit, causing him to check up both BS Fast 11 and Mizzou, while the 91 of Natsky just took the longer lane around as well. Hope you like King of King. You're going to get to know him quite a bit. The next set of lap cars there's 3 of them, and they're a bit faster, but not that much faster. But Jake Ladion connection still going really strong, as Volley is 3rd place now. The 88 is going to look low and get it there. As, look at this, with 2 rookies down on the low side. Making it work, making it stick, trying to at least get closer together. Looks like Landon's just a loose cannon that does what he wants. I'm pretty sure that describes him to a T right there, baby. 88, just cruising on down Main Street. I'll be relaxed and feeling good. Oh, just kidding. Pass for the lead. There's so many lead changes. Yeah, this is like, is it like that one race with a bunch of lead changes? Can't really tell. Born Ready trying to rectify for past mistakes with him in the 91. Wow, Mizzou and BS just kind of F around back there. Whoops. As Landon and Cannoli, now the top 2, being pushed by Dump Truck of all drivers. They're definitely running as hard as they can. And look at those 2 behind them also running as hard as they can. The 66, he goes clear low, but he doesn't protect that lane. Just kind of lets them waltz on in, as I think the pack is starting to become a bit slower now. Speaking of slower, the 8 of Tide, the lap car in front of them. Oh, Landon gets a little slowed up there. Gets a lot of slowed up. Oh, this is going to be tough for everybody. Tide kind of just maneuvering all the lanes to make these guys' lives a living hell. Landon still trying to break free up front. And it looks like they're going to go. Jake trying to push this lane that he's got past these guys. And then once they pass, the Tide can move up now. And oh, Tide's going to block the 91 though. That is tough on that team. Just trying to make some good runs happen. And they're more relatively single file than ever now. So once this single file pack can reconstrict back up, you'd be mostly fine. But Jake seems to not particularly give a shit. He wants to make his moves now. Tide kind of fell off those other two, though. Let's take a look back through the field. Look at this. The group of Ace, Muhaha, Arn, and Canadian Lux are catching the next two guys, Mizzou and BS Fast and 11. They're looking slow as hell compared to all of them, but they're all going to form up together to create a second battle here. Then you got Zents and the Puff, Blaster running 20th, LW Wright, Misty Vipers kind of existing. And the next three, Vent, Kriegermeyer, and Wenda, all there. And it looks like Cade and Eastlamp trying to stay on the lead lap with each other, having decent drafting partner, but not going to be good enough. Look at this, the 38 of Volley is kind of trailing these guys, but still sticking with it. Now the next group is 9 seconds back. That's where the 91 will fall to. Then you got 10, 11, 24, some back there, but Eastlamp and Cade are next, and they're going to be pretty close. They might run into King again. That 54 is dog shit slow. Take a look at the pit lane cam 1. See that 54 run there. And then these two, those two are probably going to catch and pass them before they get there again. Huh, what a fun coincidence. As, yeah, that bottom line, smoking Kyle D right now. Jake in control. Oh, never mind. They're still shuffling about. The 66 kind of just putting Born Ready up top there. What a great move. What a wonderful move he made. Look at Dump Truck. And I think that might be more shuffly the closer they get to this guy. I think Cade actually broke up the Cade and Eastlamp connection when King caught them. And now here they come. This might lap the 0-2 sooner than expected. That is not good if you're Eddie there. And if you're King, you gotta watch out as here comes the roaring pack behind you. Landon swerves up, but not up enough. Now he goes up. Now King goes up, and now Ladion gets away and laps the 0-2 all in one move. Ladion's going to run with it as far as his little legs are going to take him. And now they got to get by both the 0-2 and the 99 as Ladion has conquered both. They're trying to use the low side, but lap cars don't respect low side. Vassell seeing his way through the lappers, though. That's commendable in its own right, as both Landon and Jake getting held up. Oh, the 0-2 being brutal on these two. Kind of fakes out Jake just long enough that they're losing precious ground to the lead lap cars. But I think these two are going to try and connect and get back up to him. The 45 of Vassell, meanwhile, second place. Almost slightly tad bit faster than Ladion, but he's going to need some help from the guys behind him. And it looks like he's going to get that help as these guys are forming the bottom lane quite nicely. Kyle D in third right now. as now the lead pack starting to carry up that momentum, but it seems like they want to pass each other instead of actually work together. Bassell, he's in it too. Like, if Bassell can get this Talladega 500, he would be the first driver with multiple Talladega 500s. And he's probably the only active driver with a Talladega 500 win. Ott from season 1 and Karibo from season 2, both seemingly retired at this point, as this main group has caught Laddie on. And it's going to be Bassell to strike first for the lead, fittingly enough. Next lap car is a group of 3 with Vent, Kriegermeyer, and Wenda. And honestly, considering how little these groups are, they could probably assimilate those cars into this group. As it's just the 10 of them now. The next group is 7 cars large. And let's see how they're doing. I think Mizzou actually kind of falling back now, so make it 6. As they're not as nimble as these guys. They're about a mile an hour or 2 off. Born Ready trying to, fend for himself out there, but it's not going to work. Once these guys, they're no shortage of ferocity out there. They're still 3 wide. Fucking balling out there. .28 was falling way off the high side there. It just didn't work out for him. What about a 45? Can he make it go? Oh, trouble for the 45 Bassell. As I said that, his car malfunctioning, and he breaks up the lead pack by not really getting off and out of the way in time. The 45 is breaking down as he's going to come to a crawl on the apron. Now, Tower usually doesn't ring the yellow for this one, but we'll see what happens. As he is stopped. But yet, the race inevitably marches on. Oh, that's how this shit works. The top 2 drivers, Jake and Landon. Now these 2 are in a fight to the death. Born Ready trying to squeeze it up there. And then the next 3 guys, and the next 3 guys after that. I think this may have cracked the window open for an upset winner, but you never be sure. I'm not sure of anything. As we're only 46 into the scheduled 80 that this race has brought us. Born Ready coming in mighty fast. As he's making money moves to get around there. And Bassell has been brought back to pit road. I believe they're working on whatever's wrong with that car. Try to get him back out. But that'd be too late at that point. Coming up on another lap car. This time it is the 8 of Tide going a second lap down. With 3 cars passing him to be a cinch. And there they go. High Tide. He called out a low tide as opposed to a high tide. But the 2 remain strong. The 5, fierce as he ever was, just keeping pressure on the 2. As, oh look, it's our old friend, the King of Kings. Ready to go a 3rd lap down. Jake holding Landon below using lap car as a pick in the dirtiest way possible. Oh, that was scummy right there. That was actually dirty. But no matter, whatever gets you the lead at Talladega is what it's going to take. And the two of Jake did just that to get ahead. The only driver even trying to sniff his draft is Born Ready. But it looks like there's even a small network of lap cars in front of Jake. So we'll see what happens when they reach it. But two, not having his best speed right now. Is the 27 inches in. Born Ready slowly creeping as he's right on his ass. And they're going to go side by side. Working together? What's that? You saw what Jake did to Landon. There are no friends out here. It's every soul for himself. As now the lap cars are like a group of 5 up here. They're all on the lead lap and trying to run away from these leaders who would lap them if they passed them. Born, Jake, waltzing around for the lead. And what about this? Way in the distance, the 4th place car of Kryptonite, the 33. If Kryptonite could get one more W out the door, that'd be a perfect end cap to his NDS career as he makes his final start at Talladega. Or at least that's what he's planning on doing. But it'll probably be that way in the end. Let's see. 6 seconds back for those guys. They got more cars than you think, but they're honestly kind of not making progress. It's the biggest tragedy. I think I might know why. Because every car that the lead lap guys pass, the lap guys have to pass as well. Meaning that no matter what speed you could generate, it'll all get broken up. As the two leaders have sniffed these lap cars' draft, which is fine and all for a little bit of a temporary boost, but now you got to maintain your speed and actually pass these guys. And I don't think that's going to go down as easy as you think. LW right. Just kind of existing in Talladega. It looks like the low side is going to be the push lane as Born Ready pushing through to pass. Thank you and good night. As the two of Jake to follow. All these guys are in a bind relatively. Wenda not wanting to get passed by the 27, but wants to get around the 78 of Vent Nation. And what about those two behind him? They're not in picture right now, so maybe they're falling off. Bassell back out on track. Ladion back out from what appears to be a pit stop, as Bassell is currently running 4 down. Leaders could get him for his 5th lap down. But with all the speed of the pack behind him, the two leaders are still tangoing together. Ladion could go a lap down here, but both leaders sail right by him. But then again, I'm not sure if these two are going to be cranking it down to pit road anytime soon. You know who does? That 07 and the 33. So now it's going to come down to get your pit crew in gear and get your ass moving. The next car for position on the track would be the Puff. The Puff, Blasta, and Zent have all managed to keep lead lap superiority, and these three are having a nice, like, innocent drive here. And it looks like the Zent and the Puff will be pitting together. But these two haven't pitted yet. We haven't seen them come down pit road. So are they going to take the same strategy or try to break off each other? Oh, they're using the same strategy. Both coming down in unison. Landon coming down as well. Volley going to be the mad lad that stays out an extra lap. Not sure if Volley was number crunching, trying to get the most out of his fuel tank, but if that's the case, that would be a hell of a way to win the 500. As we see Muhaha and Natsuki both coming off the pits. Oh, 91 getting a little impatient with the 34. But so far, the 38 reigns the lead so far. F4 Ace coming off the pit road. Volley making it look easy. Born Ready gets off pit road first before Jake, and that doesn't really surprise me as Jake had the worst entry, I'd assume, willingly slotting in behind the 27, and the 27 just kind of had a better pit stop. Maybe. And Volley's in. That means that Born Ready is effectively in second place right now. Jake third. Misty Viper a lap car. Landon fourth. Kryptonite running fifth. As Kryptonite looking to get past the 5. And it looks like that is going to happen, especially with Wendell in the way. That's going to be a little annoying for the 5. 27 to Born Ready. See Volley coming off pit road right there. But Born is going to blow right by him for the lead here. New leader, 27. Another car coming off pit road, that is LW Wright. 27 to Born Ready. Getting right on by him. Jake trying to close the gap to that 27. Volley, where he'll come out. I think he'll come out in 5th. Behind Landon and Kryptonite. I think he thinks that 6th place right now, Kyle D. Doing himself a decent job so far. Ladion and Obi-Wan Cannoli running 7th and 8th respectively. 9th place driver F4 Ace passing Arn for that position. And BS Fast and 11 joining those two. The 54 of King coming down pit road. Arn coming down pit road again. A bit of a misplay by the 24 there. As another three car pack. Canadian Lux, Muhaha JJ, and Natsuki. Mizzou running 15th. Dump Truck fell all the way far back at 16th. And then you have Zents and Blaster running 17th, 18th. The Puff keeping up with those two in 19th, but has some help from Cade. Actually, Cade seems to be falling back as a lap car. And Eastlamp. And then the two who are destined to duel this one out. Jake and Born. So, how did this happen? Well, they're going to have to pass Eastlamp, putting the 02 a second lap down. Tide's already a second lap down. King probably would just win a 4th down. Basel's a 4th down. Basel could probably pass King, but that's about it. As you see, the leaders putting Eastlamp a second down. They will do the same to... Actually, this is Arn. And I think Arn is actually on the lead lap right now, running 19th. Well, he was in the lead lap, but he actually... Both the leaders kind of matching his pace. But I just know damn well they're not going to waste any time keeping this bastard up to speed. They're going to dispose of him quickly. Right? They're standing off right now. Maybe the top two have a mutual respect for each other, knowing that the third place car is 5.5 seconds behind. They can afford to just, wait around a bit. Arn actually up to speed with these two, but it's kind of hopeless. Arn doing a lot better than Cade. Cade on track goes second lap down. As these two are going to go low. Just kidding, Jake fans it high, but is slowed down either way. As they're both just kind of slowly getting boned over. Born ready. Oh, I thought Cade would go low, but Cade actually goes high, and now Jake stuck behind Cade. There goes the two. He's going to follow both Arn and Born to stay close to these two. Born ready trying to use Arn to get the fuck out of Dodge. If a 27 can separate himself from all cars, that'll be great for him, as they'll have no competition to compete with him for the lead. But Arn is not going to be so kind. Good enough for separation, but not good enough for cooperation. Or is it? The 8 of Tide just kind of sitting low right now. Oh, this could be really good for Born Ready or really bad. Either way it goes. Born Ready gets slowed up, and this time the balance swings in Jake's favor. Now Jake has the advantage state over Born. And if Born can't catch up, then it's going to be GG's. But look at this. Volley. They've closed that deficit with Landon and Volley. And if Volley is crunching the numbers in his head to try to get more fuel than most of these guys, then that could be one of the biggest big brain wins in league history. There's plenty of cars on the same straight. They just all can't materialize because so many cars are going different speeds than each other that it's ridiculous. It's impossible to keep up with. And look at this. Lap cars giveth, lap cars taketh away. All that time gained from being behind Tide has been taken away from the other lead lap cars being behind Tide. The deficit went from 5 to 2 and back up to a little over 3. But I think they're figuring something out. And if they figure something out, then these boys are going to be in deep shit. But honestly, they have figured something out. Bassell, who is 4 laps down to this point, is actually keeping toe with these guys who are racing for the lead. Arn, another car with relatively good pace, only went 1 lap down and is assimilated with this crew as well. Jake's got to be careful. If he's 3 wide high like that too much, then that could be bad news. Bad news indeed. Next car is the lap. Looks like Zentz, the Puff, and Blasta will be caught quicker than expected. Yep, they're imminently next. Dump Truck and Mizzou are kind of lone riders there, and I don't think there'll be any more lappers after Mizzou, but assuming they get there. 180, and they're going equally as fast. Both packs. Both packs are fucking flying to the tune of their own drum. Maybe the lap cars helping these top two, or a detriment to the second pack back here, actually having a good little battle between 3rd to 7th. And Ladion and P8 actually isn't that far off. Could we see an underdog like Ladion? I mean, actually, nobody. Would that be a popular win? I don't know. Because all the people who are watching have already had their fucking horses chopped down a long time ago. So, I mean, unless you're Jake or Bourne and you're having a whale of a time being the top two cars just flying away. Oh, look, it's King again. I wonder what he'll do. It's more dangerous now if they have these guys here. Oh, kind of debated. Born ready. Oh, King of Kings definitely did a great job hoodwinking the lead pack. Now the problem is that is the second pack going to have a good time around him as well? It's King's high, King's high, King's high, go low, go low, go low. And they did relatively better, which is actually pretty good at this point. I mean, it sucks for Landon and Kyle D, but if guys like Volley, Cannoli, Bassell, Arn rally up, they can do some damage here. Take out the top two's dominance. Especially with Jake all running alone. He's not going to be that fast. And these guys behind him are certainly fast. This could be closing in. But Cannoli looking to pass Bassell. It's a meaningless pass. Maybe these guys have generated too much speed for their own good, but look at this. Maybe some contact on these two. Guys like Arn, Born ready. Maybe Jake and Bourne's reign is up. Have some new blood. Bring in the Cannoli. And the 66 looking for so much more. He's bringing Volley with him. Kryptonite not able to keep up as the only two cars that can really jump in and contend for this winner, Obi-Wan Cannoli and Volley. But 4 is more competitive than 2. With a couple of lappers to spice it up, we have ourselves a not a half bad main pack, if I do say so myself. In the closing stages of the race, we have hit the 15 to go. As they're approaching more cars that can be used to add fuel to this flame. The Puff, Blasta, Zents, all three of which are relatively decent in the speed department. Who knows? Those three are fast enough to where if these guys can get a run on them to get past them, then maybe they can actually assimilate or not lose that much time compared to each other. As new leader, the 66 passes the 2. But lap cars are up on that low side. Cannoli going really high as the lap cars fan out amongst each other, which it doesn't slow them down that much, but all of these guys are going to be crammed nut to butt into each other. There's four cars 1 lap down and 4 cars in their lead lap. Jesus Christ. There's 2 battles to keep your eye on. Too much scoring to memorize what the fuck is going on. Of the 1 lap down cars, Zents is ahead of them. And of the lead lap cars, it looks like Volley is going to make the move on the low side. If they could just generate power to get by Jake in the 2, holding his own up top. Oh my word, oh word. They got to get by that 26 if they want any sort of shot to generate power on the low side. Everybody's fucking turning the low side. Just like a power generator. New leader, Volley. What a turn of events. This is. And Ladion's up to P5. Everything is changing so much. Now Zent's getting kicked to the curb. That's going to hurt Jake a lot. Getting sent to the back of this long line, especially getting stuck behind Zents, Puff, and Blasta. Arn just made up 3 positions on all 3 of those guys. And now there's 3 new leaders, Volley, Bourne, and Obi-Wan, all fighting for this lead. Jake going to have to try to soar his way through this one as Landon, Kryptonite, Volley. Well, I mean, Landon, Kryptonite, Lation, and Kyle D all try to communicate their way up through this next group here. Obi-Wan Cannoli just, it's so difficult to weave your way through. Can the 66 seal the deal? I think the 38 is going to try and make this low side work more here as more cars begin entering the picture. That is a Landon's group catching these guys. This is big right here, as this is 47 of Dump Truck. They're going to run up on him. Dump Truck running 15th, which actually isn't bad, but there's been so much chaos that has been flung at the leaders that he's just going to be another stepping stone for these guys to pass. 29 cars running so far. That is a lot. Who knows? Maybe Bassell can get around to guys like Tide. It's a thought, but I'm not sure if it'll happen. 27 of Born Ready, keeping it steady out front. Doesn't want to do anything stupid. But he does leave the low side long enough. Trying to get push high, but you know it's not going to work. Now Arn. Look at Landon. He's kind of been second group all day, but now he's here. Getting a good old push from the 88 of Lation. Look at this. Feel real bad for both Kyle D and Kryptonite back there. As I think those lap cars, those 3 lap cars, may not be able to assimilate with these guys, but it's been a hell of a run. Landon looking low, as now they're 3 wide where they stand. The 5 going strong. As now they're approaching King. Oh, the 54 of King is back. And that's going to slow up Lation and company. Landon getting the jump. As now Dump Truck has some help from Eddie and Krugermeyer. And now the 54 of King is going to just be all over the place. They're going to go by him high and low. That was a fun dynamic while it lasted. Landon kind of just edging it out, trying to shave off as many cars as he can that are battling him for the lead here. Try to extend that margin as much as he can. How did these guys fall far enough for Dump Truck to catch them? I'm not sure. Maybe Landon can utilize the 47 to his advantage. I'm not sure. We see some guys moving around back there, but it was just some lap cars passing lap cars. I'm not sure what the fuel window was. It was like late 50s, I want to say. I think they can make it, but running alone has to be more fuel taxing compared to running in a group. I will say. They probably get more fuel savings drafting up with someone. If you're a guy like Landon right now, then you absolutely are not saving shit. Second place Born Ready is closing in on the rookie at a faster rate. You see Arn. Arn could get a top 15 finish if he passes Dump Truck here. But he knows that Dump Truck's going to put up a fight, as they're trying to organize back there to get something going up on the 5. Fastest lap of the race was committed by the 07, the 51.9. Like, there are no fastest laps anymore. Drivers are running laps slower and slower nowadays, just so they can try and save fuel, just to get every last lap out of it they can, probably. Or maybe because they don't have as many friends in the main pack anymore. We're running 53s out here. It's not an easy business. Born Ready's run second with Lation, Obi-Wan, and Jake, your top 5. Volley and Kryptonite, both drafting back there, trying to make something of themselves. Landon just hung out to dry up on the high side. His car is pouring in low. Those two lap cars battling side by side in front of all these 5 leaders. And predictably enough, the low side slowly etches its way across. And now all you're left to wonder is, what is it going to take? I think Born Ready swinging on the lap car, getting around taking all of his friends with him here. A bit of a misplay by Cannoli here. He goes high, doesn't really get a good job saving it there. As it looks like Volley and Kryptonite aren't going to be catching those guys anytime soon. Kyle D in 8th, just running 8th. All I gotta say about that. Definitely more spread than they ever have been. And it looks like Mizzou is the final nail of drivers going a lap down coffin. But look, it's Kaya. Look, it's Tide and Cade. And opportunities for drivers. Look at them going too wide. I think this is actually for position for Pacell. He's on lap 71. Tide's on lap 71. That's one more position Pacell can take. And the high side actually plays W this time. But it's going to plague those two being side by side. Are going to plague these guys. So it looks like it's back to the same 1-2 bullshit, except this time they're bringing Obi-Wan Cannoli with them. This is lap 76. This is down to the wire. Ladion's getting fucked over, but Landon's getting fucked over as well. A small price to pay for salvation if you're not a fan of exactly one of those two drivers. The lead lap cars are still as valiant as ever. And so far, it looks like it's going to be the 66 of Obi-Wan Cannoli seeing his way through this field. What's the next lap car ahead of Mizzou? It's King again. But I'm not sure if King will get lapped again. King is currently 6 laps down. That will be his 7th if the leaders catch him again. Not sure if that will happen. Top 3 as fast as ever. The next 3 trying their best to get Landon and Ladion back in this thing, but I'm not sure if they can. The 66 of Obi-Wan Cannoli. He had one prior start at Texas. And now he's in the lead draft. 3 laps away from finishing his first Talladega 500. Possibly with a victory. It would be an amazing feat if he could pull it off. 3 to go. The other 2 drivers in this mess are the 2 of Jake, a previously crowned champion season 2, trying to make it work out here and now. And Born Ready, a journeyman whose journey has taken him with a 27 car. If he could pull off this final stunt and win a Talladega 500, that would definitely put him on the map to make the playoffs for the first time in his career. And we'll see how it goes. Advantage goes to the 2 of Jake. Coming to around turn 4. All bets are off. There's no idea on who's going to take it. Only a small handful of drivers remain after the chaos that they've endured. But they're going to have to endure King for one more time. 2 to go. King of Kings. What's Landon going to pull? He's going to pull low. Jake pulls a perfect move to go high. Cannoli getting the worst end of that deal. And with lap cars 2 abreast, I don't think they're going to be catching the 2 car. Whoa, mama. The 66 still in a bind as Jake pulls away. Bourne and Ladion are now 2nd and 3rd. Landon 4th, Cannoli 5th. Those 2 rookies go hard. I'm not sure which one will be better than the other. And neither of them look to be winning this race, as the 2 of Jake has the assistance of the biggest dump truck in the world behind him. Comes around. White flag in the air. One more time around. If any time is the time to push it, it's got to be now. Ladion up to second. If anyone's going to take it from Jake, it'll be the 88, but I'm not sure if it'll happen. The 2 looking to have decent speed with his partner. The 47 looking to be the only thing saving him from falling into the clutches of second place. Oh, dump truck's going to make a pass on him, though. See how that goes. As side by side, they begin shedding their speed, but the same happens to the guys behind him. The 2 of Jake comes off the final turn in the most prestigious event and the biggest win of his career. Jake is a Talladega 500 winner. To give it 80 laps of hell, one winner. I think Dump Truck will get to stay on the lead lap as he is actually, finishing his race right now. Born Ready, runner up there. Ladion, Landon, Obi-Wan Cannoli laid it on the line. It was so much that all these guys had to put in, but in the end, the 2 pulled through. It's going to be a hell of a celebration down in the infield. For all the moves that were made, right and wrong, it got us this one winner, this one moment in this season. You got to win Talladega on all fronts. And Jake was there when it mattered most. The amount of dead cars that have been junked up, they're going to have to recuperate for next race. But with this, it kicks off Talladega. And all the laps you saw here, there's a whole season waiting for you. We will see you then. Take care.